All right, welcome everyone, and happy Merry Christmas, Happy New Year's, all that good stuff. Hope everyone had a great Christmas and is going to have a great and happy New Year's as well. We're excited to get started for 2023. As we get started, you all know me, Nathan Klug, managing partner of Praxis Agency Consulting Group, and what I want to do real quick is introduce Phil, and then we're going to jump right into this, and I'm going to go through three major updates for that we're talking about for 2023, and we're really excited to share them, and we'll go through them really quick. But before we do that, you see another face on here. You may have seen his face before, actually. So Phil Resch has been Praxis's AIG rep for the past like 2-3 years, or something like that. Ever since we moved over to 3Marks, actually probably around like 4 years, to be honest. And last year, and I'm stealing some of his thunder, Phil decided to go to the dark side. And so he started to prepare for that. And by the dark side, I mean the independent side, where we don't have cookies, we just have more money so we can buy cookies. And so he made that journey, and through that we've been having conversations, and from that we decided to partner up. So his company is Valor Financial Specialists, and part of our conversation we're going to be talking about what that means for everyone here and what we're excited about on that end. But Phil, really quick, just kind of a 1-2 minute thing just about you. Phil and everyone, your kind of history, why you went to that side, and then before, as we're doing that, and I apologize, I know I'm getting a little all over the places. I'll introduce Phil. I'm going to go over Blue Rocket Agency, who that is. I know some of you do real quick, so I'm just going to do a quick update on that end for those that don't know. And I'm also going to introduce our CRM and marketing platform that we just finished up and we're rolling out with. And that's going to be a quick thing. And then we're going to spend the rest of the time just talking about Phil and our partnership and what that means for all of you, because we're really excited about what that means. But without any further ado, Phil, the floor is yours. Talk a little bit about yourself and your history, and what you're excited about on this journey.
Sure. And thank you, Nathan, for the opportunity to, partner up with Praxis. And for those who aren't familiar with me, so Philip Resch, you can just call me Phil. It's a lot easier. And I've been in the industry now for 16 years. So I've worked with every different line that you could think of. So I started in Connecticut with MetLife, selling whole life for 7 years, and worked with financial advisors like Edward Jones, Merrill Lynch, Wells Fargo Private Bank, and so on and so forth. And eventually MetLife decided to move to Charlotte. I didn't want to move with them, so I got a job working at AIG, and I sold actually multi-carrier products to AIG career agents when they couldn't sell their product. So after they let all the AIG career agents go, I moved and shifted myself inside of AIG as a regional vice president, and worked that angle with. That's how I got to know Nathan, and really went down that road for a bit. But much like anybody in 2020, 21, started to have that epiphany: what am I doing with my life? And I felt that with the intel that I know, I felt it was time to move to an independent space where I could partner up and add more value to people by not only just being pigeonholed with one carrier, but also spreading my wings and working with multiple carriers. And so I've done everything from sold your $100,000 10-year terms all the way up to currently working on a $200 million estate plan case, segmented between 11 different carriers, and putting into a trust and stuff like that. So where my expertise lies is point of sale, teaching, training, coaching, but also on the same token, here to provide you with exactly what you need to get to your clients, based on knowing and understanding different benefits that each carrier offers. So that's my 2/5 minute elevator speech. Back to you, Nathan.
Thanks, Phil. And that's what we've had a long-standing relationship, and the value that you provided for all the webinars that we've done. I know we were going back in our YouTube channel and being like, hey, here's Phil's face, here's Phil's face, here's Phil's face. It's been an honor and a privilege to be able to get to know you on that end. And again, he's always provided value. So the value that he brings to the independent side becomes even greater, because that's where we believe that most agents and agencies need the most help is, and they get the least amount of support is on the independent side. So that's really what one of our main focuses and why we're excited to bring Phil on. But before I jump into that a little bit more, just two quick announcements, and we can have more conversation about this. I don't have any slides or anything like that. This is rarely, you all know me here, so I know. And just real quick, I know we have a bunch of people on. I have everything muted right now because it'll get really loud. But if you do have any questions, bring them up into the Q&A, or if you're listening to the recording, just send me an email directly, and we'll make sure we get that addressed, and would love to have individual conversations as we're starting to January. But two announcements really quick. Some of you already know this, but one of the things that I wanted to introduce was Blue Rocket Agency. So one of the things we always talk about within the space, and I'm going to use the cheesy phrase that Ken did not want me to use, Phil, but IMOs stand for, of course, insurance marketing offices, organizations. And really one of the things that we've noticed in our career is that the M is usually missing. The marketing piece is usually missing in all those organizations. So one of the things that we've been doing over the past little while is working on building and partnering with a actual marketing company that can do everything from branding, websites, lead generation, social media, and things like that. And that company is Blue Rocket Marketing. So Praxis is partnered with Blue Rocket Marketing that is able to do all those different things. We call it actually Blue Rocket Agency because we do a lot of aspects in there. And that's one area for everyone to be able to learn and understand what they do in that space, because insurance agencies, there's a marketing aspect that we believe in. Most marketing agencies, excuse me, that they target small businesses, mid-sized, large-sized businesses. The reality being, though, is that most independent agencies are smaller than small businesses. So what marketing agencies do is they bring their price points, they bring their ideas, they bring their concepts to agencies like yours, but they don't actually understand what you're trying to accomplish and your true budget and what that means. And so you know you need to do marketing, so you either try and pay the bill for a little bit, and then what they explain to you and how they're going to do that is either super simple that you can end up doing yourself, or so complex that you don't even know what they're doing. And that's why we built the marketing company, so that we can be point of sale, help you on that, and explain things, be transparent at the same time, because we came from that same place. And so that's what Blue Rocket Marketing is all about. So just as a really quick thing, I'm going to share my screen, and this is Blue Rocket. So we can help with a lot of different aspects. I'm not going to go into a lot of this right now. You can download a free ebook as well. Talks about a very simple idea of how to start your marketing. So feel free to go to the website. It's Blue Rocket Agency. We'll talk more about this down the road, but that's one big announcement that we have access to is Blue Rocket Marketing. And from that, well, I'm getting ahead of myself. So that's one thing. The second thing that I wanted to go through real quick, as I mentioned in the email to everyone, is that we also came out with our own CRM and marketing platform. We thought this was super important to start off with the new year, because, and we've been using HubSpot for the last little while. This is what we've taught on. I know a lot of you use different CRM and marketing systems, but most of them don't actually help you generate more leads and more conversations. And so this is why we spent the time to work with the development team, build this out so that you can capture new leads, nurture existing leads, and convert those leads into customers. So we have a whole bunch of things on here. You can check it out at LeadBase. I will send more information about this, but we've already done a soft launch in December. We're still looking for actually some more people that want to test the system out and get a free trial and play around with it. So if that's something that's you after you're reviewing this, let me know. We would love to give you the system so you can play around with it, see if it's going to be a real fit for your agency. But we are really, really excited about launching this, and um, we're excited to see the success that this is going to bring in giving you an actual CRM marketing system all in one place. Because that's kind of the problem that we kind of saw is when HubSpot, as the example, we were just to do some of our marketing, we were paying about $1,500 a month for all the systems between HubSpot, Zapier, Honeybook, Calendly. What else were we using? We were using Constant Contact. We were using Website Builder. We had a survey forms. We just wanted to get into SMS marketing. This platform does all of that in one place for a cost that's not going to, absolutely, that's not going to break the bank. So those were just two quick announcements. I didn't want to spend a lot of time with them. I think I accomplished getting it done within a little bit around 5 minutes myself. But I wanted to spend the rest of the time, the next 10, 15 minutes, talking really about Phil and what that's going to look like for all of you and what that means for Praxis and for Valor Financial as well. So just as a brief highlight, Praxis Agency Consulting Group, of course, that's still in existence. We are still a consulting group at our core. We are here to support independent agencies and agents. Our main focus is really on the agency side. 3Mark, still our core relationship. Nothing changes with that either. The only thing that changes is the only two things that changes the amount of support that you're getting and the point of contact for who you're going to go to for insurance and wholesale related questions, training and things like that. And that's really where Valor Financial Specialists and Phil Resch and his team come into place. So to give an example of this, I know, one of the agencies that we work with just emailed me earlier today asking about a One America illustration. From this point on, that would be directed directly to Phil. And Phil and his team would be able to field that and field it a lot better than what we're able to do, because our focus has really shifted to being the Blue Rocket agency, is helping out with the marketing and the consulting. So that's really what's happening on this end, is that Praxis is shifting to a real marketing company and consulting company. And then Phil is coming on board to fill in the gap of the insurance, the training, the illustrations, the support, and all those different aspects. So that's one example. Another example would be if you have, your team needs some training on a certain concept and idea. And you're like, all right, well, a new product came out, or that's within the 3Mark wheelhouse. Well, that's something that Phil would be able to handle as well. We can get together, we can do webinars for you and your team. Phil's starting to record stuff as well, so, and puts things on his YouTube channel. He's just starting, so, but you'll see a lot more trainings coming up down the road. You still have access to the Praxis YouTube page as well. But those are kind of some good examples of some easy ways that, Phil is going to be able to help out. And that's what we're really excited about, because you need that level of support within your business. And sometimes because of, the chain of command and how many people are on the hierarchy and things like that, and who to go to for what, that gets confused. Now you have one point of contact to be able to do all that in. So Phil, just in your experience, especially now that you've been dealing with the independent side for a little while, and you have a field of agents that you're working with, kind of what are some other areas or things that you've seen that agents are looking for, especially, coming into the new, we're about to come into the new year, that you think would be beneficial for everyone else to know about as well?
Yeah, so I mean, a lot of times when you think of just the independent agent, most people say, well, that's my life insurance guy, that's my annuity guy. And really, when you think about what we can offer in the grand scheme of things, it's more than just that. So I'm FINRA licensed, so I have a Series 6 63, and I'm ready to drop those because there's different things that we can offer in our portfolio where you don't need those FINRA regulations that can still offer the value proposition for the client. For example's sake, we do have carriers that can provide 401ks where you don't need to have your FINRA licenses for it. We can also do set plans, simple plans, and different types of retirement strategies that are available that you can get paid compensation for. Um, as well as on the other side of the spectrum, if you deal in specialty markets like disability insurance, traditional disability insurance, it's a great way to network with doctors and dentists, and they all need it. I mean, they go through dentist school or doctor school, and I don't even know if that's the right phraseology, but school for becoming a doctor, I'll put it that way.
We'll go with it.
But in Yeah, sold. But in doing so, they're required to really get some disability coverage. And nowadays, you find that all of those are really done through Guardian or Northwestern Mutual. So to offer things like policy reviews to doctors and dentists, you're now fishing upstream versus downstream, and you'll find more lucrative opportunities because if you can replace their DI or supplement and add on to it, now you have their attention. And so some things that I've done in the past is I've done free policy reviews, for my clients. I used to, as an internal wholesaler for financial advisors, I would do about 60 a month. So understanding and learning about different type of intricacies between the policies, what to look for to help make you become an expert in your field, and ultimately provide a better value proposition for your clients. So yes, life insurance, both from a death benefit perspective, income perspective with tax-free income. You also have retirement strategies. You also have annuities are really hot right now, given the current market environment. Disability, and then there's other ancillary stuff too that we can offer. But those are the main ones that I like to focus on. Is how can we provide a better value proposition for the end client to save on taxes today, mitigate taxes during retirement, and ultimately pass on a legacy to the next generation while staying protected the whole way through that life cycle. So that's usually what I would say my value proposition is, to find the total results or the total end game of what your client is looking for so you can maximize the opportunity.
And to just the point, that's where we're on our end, because we get asked that a lot, and that's one area that we haven't done a fantastic job on and providing a lot of support. We're great consultants. We get with business operations and things like that, but in the experience of the point of sale concepts, to have someone that would be able to go in, teach some of your agents that you can bounce ideas off of, especially if you have those type of cases that fit within that kind of profile. Phil and his team, and Phil by himself, just as well, has that experience and ability to be able to do that. In over the 2023 year, that's going to provide you, like, if you have one case idea that gets you that big idea, that big concept, I mean, that could change your whole year, doing it the right way. And then on the other end, it's, being able to point and show resources that are important that you have access to, because between Phil, Valor Financial Specialist, Praxis, Three Mark, just Blue Rocket, well, and I won't add that into this part, but between those three places, the amount of resources and tools that we have at your disposal is tremendous. And most agents we've seen throughout the year have not been using a lot of them. And I'll remind agents of, simple things like they have access to, WinFlex, to be able to run quotes. I know that's a super simple thing. But sometimes people forget what resources they have, or they come on brand new and they don't realize what's there. So Phil's going to be able to fill in a lot of those gaps. And so again, shift, and I will send an email out, outlining this as well, that the focus of conversation, if it has to do anything insurance, annuity, disability, anything insurance related of support on that end, that will shift towards Phil directly. And then anything marketing, consulting, things like that, that'll still be on my end. And Phil and I are going to work as a team, with our teams combined, to be able to provide the maximum level of support that you can not only close the business that you are working with right now and will work with, but also be able to get new business and strategies and ideas to grow your practice, to grow your agency, to get on new agents, to find new clients and prospects and things like that. That's really where we're going to be combining our efforts on. That's what we're excited about to be able to bring to the table, because now we can be in a true insurance marketing organization and put the M back in IMO. Um, just as we wrap up, because we don't want to keep this long. I know it's a holiday week for everyone as well. Um, Phil, one marketing idea or concept. I don't put you on the spot now, but one marketing idea that you've seen in the sales world of a lot of the agencies that we're working with that are on here have existing clients. We're looking at getting to the new year. What is one thing that you've seen with the agents that you're working with that has been effective that they can potentially implement for the next year with the clientele they're already working with?
Oh, great question. And also, just real quick too, what I also wanted to say is that with Valor Financial Specialists, what we do, as well as we custom tailor the training to how you want it set up as well. So I don't want to forget that before we end, is that if you want just that marketing intel, like, hey, what's new in the industry, we can tailor that. If you want training for your agents, we can do that too. So really, this is have it your way kind of scenario where just don't call me the Burger King, but we can figure out the best way to tailor it for you and your agency as well, to say whether it's too much, too little, or somewhere in between. We want to make sure you're getting what you want, but to kind of talk about the future and what's going on, there's a lot of turmoil right now in the investment space. Let's be completely honest. People do not like the idea of the major down market. My 401k before I left AIG turned into a 201k because of the first, bear market that we've had in over 10 years. So it's shocked people. A lot of people who have been investing in crypto and different types of things, real estate, the stock market in general, all have seen a loss. Well, if we could talk about a strategy that mitigates taxes in the future when you pull out the money tax free, while also having a floor of zero, it's a very nice conversation to have. We call it tax diversification conversation, where you can talk about repositioning a portion of assets to a bucket that will never get taxed again. And when you start talking about that to people who have taken loss, have seen major, downturns as of late, it starts to resonate with them that they really need to diversify their assets, because just putting all your money into real estate or putting all your money into stocks and bonds or all your money into your 401k even can become a major detriment to not having you hit that trajectory of retirement that you're looking for. And so when tax season rolls around, that's always a great conversation to have. So that's what we're going to be rolling with first quarter.
That's perfect. Yep. And tax season is coming. Now is the time to remind all of your clients and talk to them about that, because for the ones that are getting a tax return, they got to know what to do with it. For the ones that are paying lots of taxes, they want to figure out ways that they don't have to do that as much next year or in the future. And that's like I said, we can go into a whole bunch of different concepts. A few other, I want to wrap up in the next 3 minutes, but a few other things just to remind everyone. So, one, Scott Myers, awesome dude. Not unfortunately, but with this shift and with this partnership, and because of the amount of activity that we're doing, Phil becomes main point of contact, takes the place of Scott too. So for those that email Scott, he doesn't get tons of emails from everyone or touch base, but for everyone that's getting this, if you can always say hi to Scott. He's never going to say no. But if you're looking for support on that end, touch base with Phil. Everyone will get an email with Phil's contact. I'll even give you his home address. You can just knock on his door. I'm just kidding. um, if Phil becomes point of contact for anything insurance or support related on that end. So I just wanted to illustrate that that point again. It's not like Scott's going to say no. But he'll direct you over to Phil and say, hey, talk to Nathan or Phil, so that we can get that done and we can help you in the best way possible. Other than that, again, January, I'll be touching base with everyone. If anyone gets this and wants to have an individual meeting, either with Phil or myself or both of us, we are 100% here to learn more about how we can help support you as an agency, grow your practice. Just let us know. I'll include my calendar link as well in that email out to everyone, so that we can have that conversation and then we can go from there. But with that said, I don't want to stay too long. That gives you guys updates. So really quick recap. Blue Rocket Agency. We have a marketing team that's able to help you out with that side. Leadbase is your all-in-one CRM and marketing platform. It's basically going to replace HubSpot. And we can have some open conversations on that. And our announcement of our partnership with Valor Financial Specialists, as Philip Resch as the lead and CEO of that company and his team, we can provide a heck of a lot better support with what we're doing coming into 2023. And those are 3 announcements for the end of the year. We're really excited about them. Phil, I appreciate your time. Again, for everyone that's on, I will send the recording out. And we'll look forward to having those conversations next week. In the meantime, everyone have a happy and safe New Year's. Don't do anything that I wouldn't. That's probably not helpful. Phil, anything you want to say just in signing off?
So looking forward to the partnership. Call, text, email, carrier pigeon, whatever it takes. I'm here to help you out. So looking forward to the partnership and see what we can do.
Sounds good. I appreciate you, Phil. You have a great rest of your year as well. And we'll touch base very shortly.
Thanks.
All right. Bye.